Jenny Lake Trail.
Wild Wild West Adventures of Mom, Dad, Girl, and a Little White Dog.
Episode 9, Getting the Lay of the Land here at Grand Teton National Park. We didn't have much time as we got to Gros Ventre Campground fairly late on our first evening here at Grand Teton National Park.
We're here surrounded by the beautiful plain cottonwoods and a lot of sagebrush.
There is no lack of sagebrush here.
It's nice that even though there's no hookups, you have this really nice asphalt pavement here.
And don't leave your food out on the picnic table.
And we heard there's a lot of moose that come through. That's what we're hoping for. We've got our little bear box here.
Bear aware! And use your bear box.
But after a quick dinner, we did make time to go on a moose hunt.
Going on a moose hunt.
Going on a moose hunt.
Moose? Did you say moose? Going on a moose hunt. Moose!
Not that kind of moose.
Aw, no moose.
So many pretty wildflowers walking through here. And it just smells like this delicious sage.
Well, we didn't have to drive very far before we saw our first moose sighting here at Grand Teton National Park.
I better get rested up for a big adventure day tomorrow, too. Good night, everyone.
Day 11 of 75. Mormon Row, Jackson Lake, and so many wildflowers.
Welcome to Mormon Row Historic District here at Grand Teton National Park.
Mormon Row takes you back to the 1890s when Mormon homesteaders from Idaho begin to arrive here, just east of the Blacktail Butte. They chose to build their homesteads close together so they could share the labor and have community.
This was a huge contrast with the isolation that was typical of many of the Western homesteads.
They created this farm, sharing and caring community that they called Grovont, which means big belly. Now let's go back to the future. I guess this barn is a pretty popular place for photographers. And it's pretty cool. And I preferred playing in the water.
But what about dogs in Grand Teton National Park? Well, unfortunately, dogs can go wherever cars can go, and that's just about it.
Aw, that's a bummer.
Luckily, we are all about the scenic drives. Although Jason and I love scenic drives, Alexis doesn't quite share the same infatuation.
Is that where we keep stopping? Is that where we keep stopping?
I want to get a couple little pictures.
There were just so many great photo opportunities, and with each view, it offered something unique.
This is the north tip of Jackson Lake.
Here at Jackson Lake.
Jackson Lake is the largest lake here at Grand Teton National Park.
And we couldn't help but stop at every single viewpoint and get some photos. A distance shot of Jackson Lake with balsam root in the foreground. Jackson Lake framed by the tree branches. Jackson Lake with driftwood in the foreground. Jackson Lake with some really cool clouds. Jackson Lake with wild geraniums. I think you get the picture.
We found a lovely little picnic spot here right on Jackson Lake.
Pets are also allowed at the roadside picnic areas here at Grand Teton National Park.
So this is a fairy broom I found. Here's how it works. So the fairies will sweep objects into a pile to get the messy floor all clean.
That's perfect. I love it.
Okay, I know this is a lot on Jackson Lake, but I promise this is our last stop. So this is the end of Jackson Lake. It took us about 15 minutes to drive from the top to the bottom of Jackson Lake.
Chapel of the Little Sacred Heart. Little Polly's not allowed. It's really pretty, isn't it?
I want to go here again and bring my swimsuit and goggles, and I want to do some swimming.
It's pretty clear water, isn't it?
Because this gets deeper too, and I like deep water without anything that can bite you.
Wait, that is kind of neat. It's a little chair. It's for if you get tired, right? And then look at how pretty. You can kind of see the mountains peeking through, and there's Jenny Lake. Here we are ready to do Jenny Lake Trail, and we're hoping to get to Inspiration Point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or at least explore a little bit. Daddy and Polly are taking a nap in the truck, so we can't be gone too long, right?
Right.
So let's check it out.
Welcome to Jenny Lake. Why it's called Jenny Lake is because there's a Shoshone Indian named Jenny that really helps out. So they named the lake after her.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm always taking pictures of Alexis, she decided it was time Mommy had a picture too. I'd say she's pretty good at composing a shot.
Pretty, isn't it, Lolo? And there she is, Grand Teton. Wow, the water's relaxing, isn't it? And there she is again, Grand Teton.
After a busy day exploring, we were ready for a good dinner and a good night's sleep. Luckily, we were able to enjoy some beautiful scenery on the way back to Grovont Campground. Honestly, I don't think there's a spot without a good view here. And since dusk is the perfect time to find wildlife, we saw plenty of that too. I was especially excited to see the moose. We ended up having 6 different moose sightings while we were here.
And those are are just the beginning of the adventures of Mom, Dad, Grow, and Little White Dog at Grand Teton National Park.
Join us in our next episode where we'll take the boat across Jenny Lake and climb up to Inspiration Point.